Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny.
What,
dude?
I thought we were gonna. I thought I was gonna do it this week.
I mean, we talked about alternating. Should we try something different?
Yeah, let's try this. We'll alternate. You ready?
Okay.
All right.
Hello,
Guardians,
and
welcome
to
Destiny
Reset
episode
100. I don't think that's. I think that's too often.
That may be kind of awkward.
I think it's too often.
Here, hold on. Let's try this out. See how this works.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right.
Hello, Guardians, and welcome to Destiny Reset episode 100.
This podcast is about anything and everything related to Destiny the game.
If you love playing Destiny as much as we do, you're in the right place.
This reset, we celebrate 100 episodes together by discussing all the news on Destiny 2 coming from E3.
We bring some big announcements for the community.
And we hear your favorite moments of derp history.
We did it.
I'll take it.
Hello, Guardians, and welcome. It's Arrow Knight, and here with me, of course, Cyborg Sasquatch. What's up, dude?
Hello.
How's it going?
I am doing fabulous, man.
Let's keep this brief. We got a lot to talk about.
All right. It's episode 100. It is the 100th episode that we are recording of Destiny Reset podcast.
100.
It's the one.
It's crazy.
It's a crazy time.
It's a long time.
It's a long time, but I got another like 400 in me, so.
Yeah, at least, right?
Well, as long as we can keep this train rolling.
A couple random sideshows.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know where to begin. Thank God for show notes. We have so much to talk about.
We've been adding stuff to them all week.
Yeah. I had notes on my phone. I have like 10 bookmarks. I had tweets and pictures. This took a while just to organize this show, but we've got so much to talk about. We need to just proceed, get this thing on the road. You ready?
I'm ready. We're going to try and cover everything. I don't know if that's possible, but we hope to give you an episode 100 where you will get all of your Destiny 2 news that we've gotten over the last couple weeks.
I think we're going to have it covered.
I hope so. I think so too.
All right. First up, some quick announcements. If you're attending Guardian Con, we have opened up some channels in our Discord for that purpose. There's they're called GCon 17 General and GCon 17 Attendee. Basically, we want to provide a place if you're going to attend Guardian Con and you want to link up with the Derp Fam, or you want to put photos or organize meetups or just see where people are. This will be the place that everybody will be hanging out. We're setting up a unique role in our Discord so that we can tag basically this role. So if you're attending, we want you to go to the GCon 17 attendee channel and just say, I'm attending. We'll give you that special role. And then if we need to like tag everybody and say, hey, we're meeting outside for a picture, or hey, everyone, there is a meetup here at blah blah tonight, we can tag you and not have to do everyone in the server.
Yes.
So yeah, if you would like to jump on in, those channels are open now. We're rapidly approaching Guardian Con. We're getting very excited. Aaron Knight and I are hyped, and we've planned out our steak dinner.
It's getting close.
Yep, and we're getting ready for Destiny Reset Live on July 1st, that Saturday at 12 p.m.
So exciting. You're
not going to want to miss that. So, yeah.
Definitely check out the general channel while it's going on.
Yeah.
Cyborg was talking about. You'll see the happenings even if you're not there. Mm-hmm. That's the plan. That's the goal.
Yeah, and if you can't attend, keep an eye out. I'm sure people will post lots of awesome pictures, and you'll get to keep up with what's going on and hopefully not be too sad.
Yes.
All right.
Keep you informed with the happenings. Dude, another announcement.
Speaking of Discord
partnership.
That's
for
right.
Destiny Reset and the Derp Fam. We announced that this week. How exciting is that?
Very exciting.
Let me ask Cyborg, what does this mean for us, and what does this mean for them?
So by partnering with Discord, they provide us with some unique tools to give our server some more power and more accessibility. So the first thing that we get is what's called a vanity URL, which means we have our own static link that we can share, and you can share if you want.
Way easier to give to people.
Yeah, if you want to join the Discord server. Previously, it was this randomly generated link, and it wasn't, you had to go grab it, copy paste it. Now it's super easy. If you want to join our Discord, just go to discord.gg/Destiny Reset. It's that simple, and you'll be prompted with an invite screen. So
that alone is awesome.
Yeah, if
Very cool.
if you've been holding out and you haven't joined our Discord server, and you want access to all that provides, including an awesome general channel where people hang out and just have a great time and bond, and our LFG channels if you're part of the Derp Fam, and everything else included, go ahead and go click over, join our Discord, discord.gg/Destiny Reset. So that is a plus right there. And then we also get access. We have what are called VIP voice channels on our server now. So essentially, we get some much higher quality voice channels.
I feel like we need like a voice plug there. VIP
voice channels. So they're really, really high quality, and they're great if you want to have like people use this to like chat instead of using party chat. People use these. Like we may start using it for our chat when we're recording. So they're there for you to use. We're going to open up some different ones. That's a big benefit for us, but you can use them too. And so those are the basic big, meaningful things that we get from that. Besides us just having a great relationship with Discord and having an established home where we can all chat together. So.
Yes.
So thanks to Discord for offering us that partnership. It meant a lot, and we're happy to be partnered with them and to use their service. It's been awesome for our community.
We applied, and they took a look at it, probably saw how many of you Derp Fan members are in the Discord chatting every day, and they were like, you know what? I think we need to do this thing.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Dude. I think we need to get a little more hype than we did a minute ago.
Let's get mega hype.
Episode 100.
That's right.
I just pulled this up. Let me tell you real quick. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let me pull this tab up.
Okay.
Destiny Reset, Episode 1. Why do we play Destiny? ? June 28th, 2015.
Wow, 2015? Gosh.
Yes.
So we've been doing this for a week shy when this releases of 2 years.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. Congrats.
Good teamwork.
And thank you.
Thank you guys
so much to all listeners that over 2 years have tuned in and supported us. Because, I'm going to be honest, if people weren't listening, it would be highly discouraging to do this for hours
I love
a week.
talking to you, man, but
yeah, I like you a lot, but I could do that on party chat.
Exactly. While we run a strike or some trials.
But the support has been awesome. We always get great messages from people just telling us, encouraging us and telling us what the show means to them, and that's what keeps it going. This is a fun
question.
This is a fun thing that we do, but knowing what it means to other people makes it really worth it to us.
Yeah, that stuff is amazing when we get that, whether it be an iTunes review, an email, whatever it may be, a quick tweet. It's pretty special to us, and then to have the community wrapped around the podcast, it's pretty unbelievable. So
it's a great thing, and we consider it our privilege to do this for the community, and we consider it our privilege to serve as the leaders of the Derp fam.
Yes. And with that, we would like to do this. We're planning to do this more frequently in the future.
Yeah.
But starting right now, we've got a little surprise we want to give to someone.
Yeah.
Guardian.
We're going to do a giveaway to celebrate our 100th episode.
And this isn't much, but it actually is. It's quite a bit of swag.
For one awesome, lucky individual, this will be a great gift, I think.
I think so.
So we're going to do this on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, you can still participate. Just create a Twitter account.
Real quick. Yeah. Just leave the default little egg if that's still the default picture.
So what we want you to do is to stay tuned. When this episode releases, you're going to see a unique tweet. We're going to use a service to help us do the giveaway called Gleam. You may have seen it before. And you'll get a 1 entry for free. And there will be some other things you can do to get extra entries if you like. But why don't you tell them what we're going to give away?
Okay. Are you guys ready? Oh, wait, they can't answer.
They're ready.
Are you
I'm
ready? All right, here we go. I don't want to tell them everything. I want you to tell them something too.
Okay.
All right, number one. This is
a big ticket item.
These are awesome. We've got them on right now. Yeah. We're going to give away, thanks to Blue,
our sponsor,
some Blue Lola headphones. Mm-hmm. We use these every week.
They just sound amazing. We'll put it that way. We're going to talk some more about that later, but these are really high quality headphones. They're not cheap, but they're worth every penny. And we're going to give away a pair to you guys so you can hear us in crystal clear audio.
Just like we hear each other.
That's right.
What else?
And then we got something special we saved.
You can't get this anywhere.
These are technically ours, but we're going to give one away. Yes. A Destiny Reveal Event swag bag. Some people may not even know what this is, but when we went to the Reveal event last month, upon exiting, we got this cool little bag with some exclusive stuff. So it's got first of all, the bag is a nice black canvas pull tie bag with Destiny 2 on it. Cool bag right there, right? Inside the bag,
just wait,
there's more. A pair of Destiny 2 control freaks for a PlayStation controller, right? A Destiny 2 and PlayStation beanie, okay, and a really cool Mega Bloks Hunter set. Not the little like small figurine. It's like one that you build. It's kind of like a little statue. Yes.
I've only seen them at Toys R Us.
Yeah, that's where they have places. Them,
yeah.
So some cool exclusive stuff that you can't. A couple of these things you can't get anywhere else right now. A lot of people were fiending to try to get their hands on these. So we threw in one of these, and then tell them what else they can get.
How else could we top off this giveaway for our 100th episode than to provide this Guardian with a copy of Destiny 2 for the platform of your choice?
I mean, who doesn't want that if you're listening, right?
We got to do that, right? So basically, we would send you some digital currency when you tell us what platform.
Xbox, PlayStation, or PC, your choice.
Yes.
And if you've already bought or pre-ordered, you can use that currency for, I'm sure they'll have some silver or something, right?
I'm sure something.
So we're going to give all this stuff away to you guys to kind of celebrate our 100th episode.
And whatever Guardian wins this, we're going to call this a derp swag bag.
Yep.
Whatever, this whole bag. It's not going to be in a pull tie bag like the Reveal event bag, but we're just going to call this some derp swag. When you get this, we want a picture of something. It's going to be a couple weeks, but we want to see how excited you are.
Yep.
Whoever
got to send us a picture of the headphones on your head.
I mean, we're talking about some loot here, man.
Some good loot, bro.
This is cool. I mean, you can't put a price on that swag bag.
Yeah, it was about $500.
Can't get those anywhere. Well, wait. Okay, then wait. Maybe we don't get that away. Maybe let's set up an eBay account.
Okay. All right.
Just kidding.
JK.
All right, cool. 100 episodes, man. We got a lot to talk about.
That's all the announcements, fellas and ladies.
Be looking for that tweet.
Yeah. So it's time
at Destiny Reset, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Twitter at Destiny Reset.
At Destiny
check it out.
Reset.
when this episode drops, and look for your chance to win. It'll be open for about 2 weeks. So
yes.
All right, man.
News.
The news is going to be so much news.
You remember those episodes where we say there's not much going on this week?
This is not one of those episodes.
That's not this week. I mean, I think we have like 2.5 pages of notes that we've added.
There's so much news. We have faithfully compiled it for you in case you didn't get to catch all of the stuff trickling out of E3. It should all be right here. So we're gonna serve it up for you, and we're gonna offer you some commentary.
Sit back, drive, and just listen.
Relax. Well, don't relax too much if you're driving.
Yes.
All right. Let's kick it off with the most like the big stuff, right?
Yes. What do we got?
First big announcements out of E3 from Bungie is the Destiny 2 beta dates. Boom. We got all the dates here for you. Destiny 2 beta, July 18th. If you have pre-ordered on PlayStation 4, the beta opens. July 19th, if you pre-ordered on Xbox One, the beta opens for you. And then following July 21st, there's an open beta for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The entire beta for consoles ends July 23rd. Okay?
There you go.
Late August, there will be a PC beta, but there is not a date announced yet. Destiny 2 launch has now been moved.
Wait, it's different.
To September 6th?
Wednesday?
Why?
This isn't a joke, guys.
We're not kidding.
Now, they moved it up a couple days. September 6th.
And now it is moved up. I really don't understand why, but I'm just going to roll with it.
I was really digging that Friday. I'm not complaining.
I was
you know what? They want to give us a day.
The Friday release, dude.
I was digging the Friday. You want to give it to us a couple days early? Cool.
Because it made
Friday,
a long,
I'm off. I was
long
off.
weekend.
Yeah.
Now
that's all right.
There's a lot of poor souls who can't. Because here's the thing: in the U.S., that's Labor Day. That week, the weekend before, is Labor Day weekend. So
right,
a lot of places will be closed that Monday. We'll say the majority of professions will have off of work unless you're in like certain civil services and etc. So it's going to be really hard for people to try to then take off like a Wednesday or Thursday or Friday after that. So that kind of
stinks. Like we don't want to complain. You want to give us a game early, that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
But we don't want to be that guardian that's stuck at work and all this stuff is posting and just on fire.
But part of it makes sense because if they're still going to have a weekly reset, like if they launched on Friday and then it reset on Tuesday, that wouldn't give like a lot of time in between the reset. We don't know what's going to happen necessarily at reset, but still, like
right.
So I kind of
reminds me. We've mentioned before for if they don't have a weekly reset, for anybody that starts listening to the show after Destiny 2. All of you will know why we call this show Destiny Reset.
Yeah. Also, Luke Smith mentioned this enabled them to do a midnight release, I think.
Ooh,
so
nice.
I'm assuming it launching September 6th means that basically that midnight, meaning 12 a.m. September 6th, is the release. So like Tuesday late night.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I don't think anybody's asked them that question. We should tweet them and ask them. I bet they would answer us if there's still a reset in the game. There's got to be, right?
I'm assuming.
A weekly reset.
I'm assuming.
I haven't seen that anywhere. All this news, I don't think anybody's asked that question.
It's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. What do we got?
And then, hey, another big date, October 24th. The game launches on PC. They've dated it. Put it in your calendars if you're planning on playing on PC.
It stinks for PC players. You got to wait a little longer. But for us console players, we get to digest the content for a little while and then check it out on PC.
I'm happy about it.
Yes.
I know if you're just playing on PC, you're going to probably have to watch the raid get released and all that stuff. But Lee Smith talked about in an interview how he was very aware and of that fact and not super pleased that it had to be that way, but that they want to make sure that when this thing releases on PC that it's totally ready, you know. So
that's good. Yeah. Did we mention what was in the beta?
No. Tell them.
No. Beta includes Homecoming Story Mission, which is what we played at the reveal event. Inverted Spire Strike. That's a cool strike. PvP and all 6 subclasses and some secret content.
Yep.
I don't know what that means, but that's what they said.
Yeah, and there's some other stuff they discussed the beta that we'll get to.
Yes. That's cool. No. The 6 subclasses are going to be in there.
Thank goodness. I cannot wait to play that Titan, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm glad to hear that.
Excited to play Commander.
I'm actually,
Titan.
I tweeted out today, the Arc Strider, I'm watching the videos of the Arc Strider, and I'm like, that looks amazing.
It looks really cool, man.
It looks fun.
Yeah.
It just looks,
it does. Did you see the new melee?
No.
He doesn't carry a knife. It's like a forward punch, electric punch.
Maybe I did see it, and I just...
Somebody was commenting on it that it basically looks like
the
same melee, just without a knife in their hand.
Just a little cool soft punch.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I guess let's talk about the TWAB real quick.
Yes, the E3 version of the TWAB.
Destiny 2 invades E3.
That E3 trailer.
Yeah, we got a new E3 trailer that stars Mr. Dominus Gal.
Dude, that trailer, I watched it again, and I was just like, this is an awesome trailer.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Shows
it's cool.
Dominus Gall kicking a Titan's butt off the tower.
Yeah, and maybe that was part of it. Like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go at him.
I think that was the idea. Like, kind of get everybody hyped up on whipping this dude's butt, right? The coolest thing I saw was they were using the that heavy weapon, and it's it's void, and I guess it's I can't remember what the name of it was, but it had like the volley. What was the you know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, the dubious volley or something like that.
Yeah,
and they're jumping with it, and it shoots out this spray of projectiles. It looked really cool.
Looked awesome, dude. After watching all this content this week, I'm like, everybody knows what we're talking about. I'm hitting that, like, I'm already hyped, but I'm just like, can I get more hyped about this? I'm just like, I'm watching more and more and more. Man. Can we just play the game?
It's possible. So yeah, in the TWAB, they laid out all these dates that we discussed, and you can now, it's worth mentioning, you can secure your copy of Destiny 2 on the PC at Blizzard on Battle.net. So they were saying, you know, if you're planning on going to PC, go ahead and create your Battle.net account if you don't have one. Start building your friends list, secure your copy so you can be in the beta. I'm probably going to do that in the coming weeks. Go ahead and get that set up. And and then they talked about, you know, kind of more stuff about E3, you know, where people were able to play some different modes that they had, and we'll get into some more news. But that was pretty much the Destiny Invades E3, like the version of the TWAB that we got this week, because there was no actual TWAB this Thursday. So it was a blog post they put up.
Yes. Yeah. Dude, I just pulled up, while you were telling us about that, I pulled up my Blizzard Battle.net launcher, and because I hadn't looked yet, and there it is right there in the second row, Destiny 2.
Super weird, right?
So weird seeing it in there, dude. It's so weird.
It's pretty cool, though.
It is very cool. Very cool. Okay, what's next?
Last week we recorded really early, and on that Friday...
I know we were giving Irk trouble about editing, and he put it out the next day.
I know. They put out the Bungie podcast. I think one of the notable things that they mentioned in there was they were discussing the alpha, and everybody got fired up on Twitter when it launched. They're like, "Wait, alpha? How do I do alpha?" And Irk confirmed it was only internal alpha this time. So the majority of people were not going to be able to take part in that.
At least we can still say we've been playing since the Destiny 1 alpha.
Right.
Not this go round.
Yeah. But again, really interesting stuff in the Bungie podcast, behind the scenes stuff.
I love it, man. I'm really enjoying this.
I am too, a lot. I mean, it's just that's the kind of stuff I nerd out about, is hearing the dirty details of the processes and the how they create the game.
Well, all the way down to, Wisniewski was on it this time.
Right.
And he's the, he always
Sandbox
says he's the gun
design,
guy. Yeah, he's the gun guy. And his team was responsible for the big weapon slot change that we've learned about. And he said they're not officially tagged this, but they tagged them internally as being called freedom slots.
Oh yeah, they did mention that. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And I thought that was cool. I've heard a couple of times now where they're really they're saying they decided to put all those weapons in the heavy slot now to really make your fire team decide what role they want to play.
I like that too.
And it's cool. The more you think about it, it's like, okay, yeah, we need a shotgunner, we need a sniper, we need. It's gonna be cool.
Cool. So there will definitely be some discussion in PvP and in PvE, especially the end game stuff where people are like, all right, what are you gonna run? What kind of build are you gonna run? So you can run this type of heavy, or are you gonna do a shotgun? Are you gonna run snipe? Are you gonna run a rocket for ad control? All these different things that now people just kind of run what they like, and it's like, all right, whatever.
Right. Everybody has one.
But now since all those special weapons fit into that power role, I think there's going to be a lot more strategy in activities.
Which I guess I missed until today, I guess, that they took heavy machine guns out of the game.
Yeah, I
going to be in Destiny 2.
I didn't even catch where that was said, but somewhere they mentioned there's no more heavy machine guns.
They're gone.
That kind of stinks because I really like heavy machine guns, dude.
Yeah.
I remember that was one of the first heavy weapons I got in Destiny 1. And I whipped it out and for the first time, and I think I was in the Sepix Prime Strike, in that area that you go into and fight the waves. And I remember getting it out, and I was like, guys, you gotta get one of these. This is awesome. I was so pumped up. Yeah, it was just doing work, and they were like, oh, okay. We didn't know anything about the game, how to play it.
We were just talking about that this week. You remember back when we couldn't even run the Nightfall yet? It was a very short period of time, but when we weren't leveled enough to run the Nightfall.
Oh, yeah.
Way back.
Different times.
Anyways, listen to that podcast, guys. Just iTunes or however you listen, just type in Bungie Podcast.
Yeah, it's in there. Definitely worth listening to.
Did you order anything from the Bungie store, man? We got to mention this.
Dude, I got the ramen shop shirt.
Oh, did you get that one?
Nice. Yeah.
I ordered the Titan poster.
I knew you would.
Think it looks
I like
dude.
the pictures, but I'm not. Those are not a poster that I necessarily have to have. It's cool artwork.
Yeah.
Cool promotional stuff, but I don't know. With the posters,
I like the more artsy ones usually, but something about that Titan one, dude, it just looks good. I want to frame it and I want to hang it up in the game.
I like them.
Yep,
they're more wallpaper for me.
I had that Titan shirt in the cart as well, but I just can't swallow the shipping costs. So it was like $50 something.
Well, I figured
for 2
on
items.
those, they'll probably be up for a while, so I can grab some of those later. So I just grabbed that spicy ramen shirt because that one is sold out so quick last time, and I wanted it.
Yeah.
So I got that. It's actually shipped. It's on the way. I got to give them props. I know you were kind of put off about shipping costs, but I have to give them props because over the past about year, they've been really good with getting stuff out pretty quick. The first year or so with the store, things took a while to get shipped out. And
mine, I got an email the next day, man, that mine was on the way.
And in the past year or so, year and a half, 2 years, I think they kind of I guess, invested more into their store and like really started to put more stuff up and everything. So like stuff ships out like super fast now, and I got to give them props for that.
Yeah, it's just that I paid $8.40 to ship me a $15 poster.
I know, dude. The posters are expensive to ship. Everything is,
which I mean, they've got set rates. So I don't want to harp on it too much. Yeah. I can't wait to get my poster.
Yeah, I feel the most for international folks.
Oh yeah, as soon as I sent that out, I got the messages. And I'm like, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I've had folks tell me like it's cost more than the item to try to buy stuff and get it shipped to them, and I feel really terrible for them.
It does stink, yeah, because we just want our Destiny loot.
I know, man. I would hate to like live in another continent and have to pay like $80 to get a t-shirt or something, you know.
I know.
I mean, that might be an exaggeration, but still
not fun.
My wife's been noticing how many shirts I've been acquiring lately. Like I never brought up I got my Moment of Triumph shirt, and
nice.
I put it on like earlier this evening, and she was like, "Oh, that's a cool shirt." She was like kind of hinting at like, where did you suddenly get all these new Destiny shirts? So I had like 3 coming in a month.
If you buy them strategically, just some with designs on them, they'll just look like a fancy designer from a random store. They look like Destiny.
But she knows I don't like go shopping for clothes, so
yeah, she buys your shirts for you. That's a classic thing. Same here.
All right. Anyways,
what's next? E3?
Where do we go? Let's go to E3. Well, let's talk about the Game Informer coverage first.
Here we go again. A big 10-page spread in Game Informer.
Yeah, which they got. Looks like they didn't get the front cover this year.
Yeah,
Assassin's
right.
Creed
Was
Origins.
it Assassins?
Ubisoft must have trumped them or paid some money on that one.
That is weird, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that is strange.
They've had a cover for the last 2 major releases, so.
I mean, DLC, even. This is the sequel.
Yep, so they got a 10-page spread in this month's, or I guess the July issue of Game Informer, which, you know, I think it's definitely worth reading, but
yes, along with,
I mean, a lot of the stuff that we got the same info out of E3, through other sources as well, but
I will tell you guys, I was telling Cyborg before the show, I don't know if I mentioned this the last time it happened, but if all GameStops are the same, they will not sell you a single issue of Game Informer.
Yeah, weird.
You have to get a subscription. So just a heads up
weird.
If you go to do that. Yeah.
So
you read it, right? You saw
I
the
read
digital,
through it.
because I don't have a subscription.
Yeah, and I got some highlights. And there was 2 articles that they put up, one about the story direction. They've got one about the Arc Strider that's worth reading. But we pulled some of the major highlights. So let's tackle some of these. You want to?
Yeah, dude. This Luke Smith, couple quotes here. Quick play is the place, the PvP, sorry guys. Quick play is the place where you're going to find more party games. Control, Clash, Supremacy.
Yeah, so they're going to have 2 different playlists.
Yeah. Quick play and competitive.
Yeah. And then competitive play, the playlist, they said, competitive play has 2 modes. One we're not talking about right now, and the other is countdown. These are objective modes.
Countdown's what we played at the reveal event. I think it's what they're showing off, right?
Yeah.
It was at E3.
Yeah, that's what they're really
probably what we'll play in the beta.
Showing off a lot right now. So I found it interesting that they put Supremacy in quick play. And then we definitely know Control, Clash, and Supremacy is coming back, I guess, in 4v4 versions. I was curious if Control was going to get left behind.
With the smaller fire
yeah,
teams.
because that's going to play way different as a 4v4 activity. Clash will make sense, but yeah. But I'm really piqued about that mode that they're not talking about. That obviously has to be some kind of either elimination or trials-ish type mode, right? That's what you would think.
With competitive in mind, yeah.
Unless they're going to have like something completely different, a la like Rift or something else, and then they're not mentioning like trials. But it got me wondering if maybe Trials is not going to just totally be a weekend thing anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, can you imagine? And you tweeted about this. You're like, can Trials just be every day?
Yeah, we were talking about that.
That would make a lot
yesterday.
of sense to me.
Yeah, it's like we were like, can it just be every day until Destiny 2 comes out for now? But yeah, that's true. After Destiny 2, like why? I mean, I guess the weekends kind of hype it up, gives you time to play PvE during the week, and then the weekends is like a little mini tournament every weekend. But at the same time, it's it's their classic quote of not allowing you to do content in the game at different times.
Right. You don't want to be locked out of stuff. So.
All I know is they confirmed Trials is coming back, so I'm okay. I'm good.
They confirmed that there's not going to be Rumble.
It's weird.
Yep.
I thought about that because they were so adamant about the 4v4 across all PvP modes.
I figured at least Rumble would stick.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a Rumble, which I didn't play a lot of Rumble at first, but now that's like where I go when I'm solo queuing and I want to warm up real quick, It is strange. Like, if they're not implementing it at launch, I don't know that they'll ever implement it. Like, I don't know that they would put it in the game. It's just something you throw in or you don't.
Well, they specified at launch.
Yeah.
So,
just weird.
they could put it out as a special mode somewhere down the line. What makes sense to me is that they're making a big change with 4v4, and they want to encourage everybody to get used to 4v4 as the basis for how the Crucible is. So if they start, if they launch and they put it out, but then they also have Rumble and then maybe they have doubles, you know what I mean? It would.
Yeah, maybe Rumble turns into like the weekly thing.
Yeah, it could be a special mode. I can see them playing with multiples and divisions of 4 for different types. So like 2v2 would make more sense now. A big team battle would make more sense, like 4v4v4v4,
Yeah.
Like those are all things that could come into play as people develop a taste for 4v4, for 4 people teams.
Yeah.
But who knows?
I agree. We'll see
what the future holds.
I'm excited for the smaller fire teams, more strategery.
Yeah. Here was a really
less chaos.
Interesting thing more on the PvE side. That there's going to be some kind of conversation interface.
Yeah.
And they brought this up in relation to the adventures. Isn't that what they're called? Adventures?
I think so.
Kind of like the NPC tied little quests, but it made me think very, very much about RPGs and, BioWare style RPG games. I was like, wow, a conversation wheel in Destiny? Like, what?
It's gonna be weird.
They also mentioned that they're eliminating the quest log in some of those related systems. So, the whole mechanic that they introduced in Taken King, I guess that was just a stopgap.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I wonder what's in its place, or
I mean, looking back at Vanilla Destiny, there wasn't really a mechanic to lead you through stuff. Like, I don't know. I feel like that had a lot of value as you kind of picked up, different paths of, what to do, where to go, what your objective was and stuff. So I guess they're really going to depend on the UI or the map or something to lead you through that stuff.
It seems weird that they wouldn't have anything.
Yeah.
They're taking that out, then it almost has to be what it is.
So we'll find out how it plays. We'll find out. In Luke Smith we trust, right?
Yes.
Team.
He's proved it so far.
And team. Okay, so that was some of the major stuff from Game Informer. Moving ahead, there was a big article from PC Gamer.
Big article.
Yeah, big article. And it wasn't just about PC, but there was some other just core game stuff that was interesting as well. You want to tackle some of this stuff?
Yeah.
What we got?
Well, dude, I noticed everybody had like a splash page. PC Gamer had a Destiny 2 splash page with several articles, and Kotaku and Game Informer. Like it's big news for all of them. Yep. Yep. So the main one for the PC Gamer was Luke Smith again. They had a big article where he talks about PC features, PvP, new subclasses, and more. We learn a big one that was kind of neat, cool thing, a vault. We will still have a vault, and it will be on the farm, which is in the European Dead Zone, right?
Yes. He did mention as well that they're not quite ready to talk about the size of the vault, because they did ask. Yeah. Like, what's the size? How's it going to be? But they weren't ready to talk about it, so.
Dodging questions.
Yeah, it probably is going to come down to, like, what memory they're going to have to spare. You know, and probably a lot of that isn't quite finished until they get to the tail end of things, you know?
Yeah. You wonder, too, if it'll be smaller, because obviously we don't have 3 years worth of stuff that we're going to be trying to put in it.
But think about it. We're going to have completely brand new stuff, and we're going to need more room to kind of sort through what to keep, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Very true. If you think about how small our vault was back in the day.
Oh my gosh. Somebody showed me a picture, and it shocked me. Because it was like 16 items or something. Like, I don't even remember.
We were forced to make decisions those days.
Ridiculous, man. Yeah, you did have to make a lot of decisions.
Right now I have every primary slot full on all 3 characters and 108 weapons in my vault. This is like after 4 passes, I'm back to completely full.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Oh, okay. What else? We got ships are back, and he described them as loading screen trinkets. Yep. They're still the same old.
When
ships.
Is somebody gonna capitalize on the fact that you can have mini games and loading screens now? Like, when is somebody gonna use that? Because legally,
even if we could just like
now.
Barrel roll or something.
Yeah, like let me fly my ship around, just for fun.
I will say the loading screen that I saw today on some footage was cool, because I guess this is part of the primarily, it's on all on current gen now. Like, you could see the clouds, and then through the clouds you could see like a mountain range area.
Yeah, they definitely upped the graphical presentation of the flying screen.
Looked very cool.
It did look really good.
Yep.
But I'm sure we'll get tired of it pretty quick.
Yeah, just
as you do.
Just the ships.
A big thread that a lot of people I'm seeing explore on Twitter and Reddit and everywhere else. They discussed the Exo Stranger storyline, and they asked Luke a question. Is she going to come back? What are we going to see? And to summarize his response, he basically said, he saw that character, their story being actually complete. Like,
he felt it was it closed up nicely.
Yeah, which is funny because
she disappeared.
Majority
and
of people
went off to do something
don't
else.
See that as true at all. But I think that the way he responded to that was probably like, this is internally how I don't know if the writing team considers that the same way, but I think the point is like, there wasn't a grand plan for that character.
It just happened.
And he does say, and he brings up as well, like the Awoken Queen. And essentially, he says, look, you're not going to see the Exo Stranger or the Awoken Queen come back in Destiny 2, but we see how attached people are to those characters. We see the cosplay. We see the exploration into trying to figure out who they are. And I think his point was, like, obviously something with those characters struck a chord with people, and so we take note of that. So while I think that maybe at least for the Exo Stranger, like, they didn't have a grand plan for her, I think that they will capitalize on in the future. Probably not for Destiny 2 proper. Hopefully we'll see him come back and they'll flesh it out.
When he said, there's so much news, I don't remember what. I don't think we have this in any of the bullet points, but he mentions like Destiny. They wanted Destiny 2 to be this, like anyone can come into it and there's a clear motive, objective, storyline, and like, and I'm sure in some tangent here shortly we'll hit on it, but exploring some of those things just wasn't their focus. Along with several of the things in Destiny 1. He said they looked at Destiny 1 as like issue 1 of a comic.
Yeah, they called it like issue 0.
Yeah, 0. And we're moving on.
Yeah, now they're going to start to tackle
like a more specific like character like Gaul and the Red Legion.
And I mean, essentially what it came down to is they said in several of these interviews that Destiny 2 is exploring the concept of what the light is and what it means to you. That is the central tenet of Destiny 2. And we'll get it, but there's a different article and source. We'll get into that more coming up here.
Yes. We also learn guided games will have some sort of mechanic if the match doesn't end up being ideal for you.
Yeah, so
I don't know if
both
that's
ways.
a boot feature. Yeah.
Let's say that you're not meshing well with that group, or you pick up a guy and they're not meshing well with you. There will be some kind of mechanic to help you terminate that relationship.
and search again.
Yeah.
Search again.
Yeah. So that, I think that's necessary though. They did give an example of what he mentions that the clan rewards, which is something that they had brought up last month, how the clan as a whole can earn rewards by achieving things in the game. And he says while they don't have everything pinned down on the specifics of what that is going to be, because that's something the investment team works on, he did mention like engrams may be something that pop up. You go to log in, you've got an engram and it says, the clan earned this for blah, blah, blah. And just because you're a member, you may get that stuff. So, I imagine like legendary engrams popping up and stuff like that.
That's cool though. It's like log on and you got something.
I mean,
since the last time you played.
It's pretty cool.
It's neat. We learned that the old subclasses are officially not returning. So Sunsinger, Defender, and Blade Dancer, the equivalent energy of the new subclasses, will not be returning.
They're out.
So there you go.
And I think you were talking about the self-res.
Yeah. They said, like Luke Smith said, people would set on that super and wait, and their idea is that they want supers to be powerful and something you use right away. And I totally get that.
I do too.
But I did think the Sunsinger was kind of a neat super to have, just totally different than the others. But I get what they're saying. Like they want you to pop that super and just be powerful.
Totally cool, but I totally called that self-res was going to be gone in Destiny 2.
Yeah, caused too many issues.
Yeah, I think it's a huge design problem.
Cheese factors and
I mean, you can
PvP.
just break so much in the game with self-res. It's not even funny. So,
but the equivalent of that is we want supers to be powerful and want you to use them immediately.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's the twist.
And they did mention for the new Defender Titan for the Sentinel that there will be an option for you to have a Ward of Dawn, so that Bubble's not completely out of the picture.
And I got to give a shout out. Davis in the Dirt Fan was telling me in a video he saw. I haven't seen it myself, but it was going around, I guess, a real quick clip of like it being mobile or something. I haven't seen it myself. Have you seen this? Like being able to, I don't know if you pop like smaller versions of it. I don't know for sure. This is just what I've heard. Like it's got out like a mobile version of the bubble to it. I don't know.
I know that there's a version where you have the shield and you can use the shield to like press forward. Like that's an part of that ability. I think it's like an option. You can use that super to like act like a moving shield, basically. So like if you're
maybe that's what it was.
That's probably what it was.
Because they were saying there's like a 2-second clip in some of the footage where you can see like there's some sort of mobility aspect to it. So I don't know. Okay, moving on.
Yeah. So, but that's pretty cool though. I think a lot of people are going to be happy about that. Now, I doubt that the Ward of Dawn is going to provide the same type of bonuses, like weapons, blessings, blah blah blah. But it still will act like a bubble, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's defense.
People are happy it's back.
I think a really notable thing they mentioned is that they have some new tools in the sandbox that are going to allow them to balance individual weapons, as opposed to in Destiny 1, when they made a change, they had to apply it to entire archetypes, and that proved obviously unwieldy for them at many occasions where, let's say they made a change to fusions and inadvertently they would, affect guns like Vex Mythoclast, or they made a change to shotguns and it would change universal remote that they didn't want to do and stuff like that. Now they can tune individual weapons if they find that there's, a problem or something that needs to be buffed or nerfed or whatever. They don't have to do it to that entire archetype. So I think that is a really big deal.
Yeah, that's really cool. Very cool. No ranked PvP shipping at launch, but something will be there to show off status.
Yeah, so Luke Smith mentioned assuming they don't get this thing out at launch, there will be some way that you can show Crucible prowess.
Yeah,
whatever that means.
So when they say no ranked PvP, I mean we're talking about we're still gonna have quick play and competitive play.
Yeah, I think they're just talking about like other competitive shooters where they have like true ranked PvP and different what do they call them? Platinum and gold and status rank statuses that you can earn and stuff like that. I think that's kind of what they're referring to. But it does seem like it's something they're working on.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, because I think if they weren't going to do it, they would say, no, there's not going to be ranked PvP. So we have that to look forward to.
For sure.
A really big thing out of this is that they do mention that we shouldn't necessarily consider that the balance for PC and console is going to be the same. He kind of danced around it. He didn't say necessarily like they're absolutely going to be different, but what he did kind of dive into is that the tuning on weapons when the PC game launches is certainly going to be different because of things like recoil. Like he mentioned specifically, the way that recoil works in, say Destiny 1 or even on Destiny 2 console, there's things that like you might have to compensate with your stick when a gun kicks. Well, he mentions like that's not going to be a great experience if like you're trying to balance that with a mouse.
Right.
So things like that are going to be different, like the way that rumble feedback affects, balancing. So I think that it's definitely going to play different on PC with mouse and keyboard, and that we could expect there to be balance changes that are different across those two environments. So
yeah, while I was reading that and he was just listening to what he was saying, it's like they almost have to be kind of terrified, like excited and terrified at the same time with putting this game out on PC.
It is a whole new world for them, I think. And I'm excited though. I think
I am too.
Really big avenue for them to explore with the game. I think it's going to open up a new part of the community. I think it's going to get a lot more people excited about the game. I think that they're going to learn a lot from it.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about this a little before the show. Like I've always been more of a console gamer, but I always dabble in PC here and there, and I go through phases and I something about like I'm on a main PS4 probably like we talked about last week, but I'm gonna get it on PC, and being able to jump on PC with different peripherals and different way to play the game, it's just gonna be neat. It's gonna be really
I'm
neat
excited because it gives me a reason to definitely like dive into PC gaming again, because I kind of grew up as a PC gamer, but not in FPS games.
Mm-hmm. Now your favorite game is going to be
so we were talking about it before the show, like I'm in the middle of a PC build and I'm getting ready for this, and I'm gonna have to probably pick up some games to like get good at FPS on mouse and keyboard, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Just so everybody knows, I don't play inverted on PC because that would just be crazy.
Gosh.
Forward is up and back.
Right.
That would be crazy.
Some other big news.
You really want to talk about this? The PS.
We're going to talk a lot. I think that we're going to save a lot of the discussion on this particular topic for a show because there's a lot that goes into it. But they did announce some PlayStation exclusives. There's going to be a strike called the Lake of Shadows. There's going to be some armor. There's going to be a ship. There's going to be an exotic sniper rifle called the Borealis with 3 different damage modes.
It said you can change the damage modes on the fly.
Yeah, like Arc, Void, Solar. And then there's going to be a PvP map called Retribution. Luke Smith confirmed today on Twitter, as we're recording, this is Thursday, Destiny 2's PlayStation exclusive content will arrive on Xbox One and PC in 2018.
I don't know what they have with these exclusive ships, but they're always blue and white, which I love because that's kind of aligned with my logo.
PlayStation.
Yeah. Exactly. Right? So it's but it's
I'm going to save my commentary
blue,
on this. Like,
blue.
I'm not going to get super salty. I'm just disappointed, man. Just disappointed. And then there's another layer of this because, of course, I have to bring it up. I'm a main Xbox player. The new Xbox One X was announced at E3. How could we not mention that? But then they came out and said, look, Destiny 2 is 30 FPS on all consoles. On top of that, they said that they are not even confirming 4K on the Xbox One X.
Oh, wow.
Which I can't even believe.
I didn't hear that.
Because if they can do it on PS Pro, they can certainly do it on the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
But I feel like, the way that Luke Smith approached it, he made it seem like they were just kind of cracking it open with that. But those dev kits have been out for months.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
That is weird. If you guys haven't watched it, that's a whole nother topic too, is these mid-cycle release upgraded versions of the consoles. Yeah. But go watch the presentation for the Xbox One X because it is a beast of a console. It's
personal
cool.
opinion, I think Microsoft put on the best presentation at E3.
Yeah.
PlayStation.
It was good.
I don't even get me started.
It's always flip-flop though.
I know.
Like it's whoever's kind of like runner up, like brings their
somebody
A game.
brought their A game, and then somebody else usually just doesn't have as much to show.
And the other person that's been like on their A game, and you know what I mean, for a little while, they
can't do it every year.
They get cozy.
Same thing with Bethesda.
So,
Bethesda like killed it. I think the last couple years, and then this year was just kind of like, that's cool.
Yep. We've got some random stuff in our notes, guys. So hopefully it doesn't seem like we're going everywhere.
There's just so much. We just kind of dumped all this in.
We just want to mention all this stuff to you. Cyborg, are you getting one of these cards?
I can't afford one of these cards right now.
I know, right? No way, dude.
But if you're upgrading or if you're building, NVIDIA has a promotion right now for Destiny 2. If you buy a GTX 1080 or 1080 Ti, you can get Destiny 2 free on PC. That'll give you that free early beta access. And I think they're running this till, is this right, June 27th?
Yes, yeah. I believe so. Yep.
So if you're planning on getting one of those cards, first off, congratulations on being loaded. Second off, get your free copy there. Now I'm putting like I think a 1066 gig because I'm just kind of doing like a mid-budget build, but it'll be built so that I can upgrade it. So maybe next year, like. Because here's the thing. I'm building a PC right now. I'm trying to buy a Switch this summer, and then I'm definitely gonna want an Xbox One X. I don't know if
Oh,
that'll
you're so
happen.
gonna
So
do that.
dude, I'm gonna be spending like
Yeah.
thousands of dollars on hardware this year. So
I upgraded too this week, man. I bought some RAM and I bought a card, so
yeah.
I'm prepped for Destiny 2. I'm lucky enough that I bought my rig 4 or 5 years ago from a friend, so it's already at that like just need to upgrade a few things stage.
So probably like next year, I'm sure they'll come out with some new cards. Maybe I'll be able to pick up one of these when the price drops. I don't know. Not in a hurry.
You'll be good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to be able to run like current gen stuff at 60 FPS, 1080. So that's all I want.
Yeah.
I don't have a 4K TV yet.
We just have one in our living room.
Yeah. I watched the episode of our friends over at Fireteam Chat.
Yeah. They had. Is this the one they had John on again?
Yeah, they had John and Deej. And I watched that. Got a couple little takeaways from that. Great show. Definitely worth watching. I would cruise over and watch that, or you can listen to it.
The Nooska's all tatted up. He's got some sleeves.
He does, man. He's a very hip guy.
Yep. He is. Yep. Nothing like sleeve tattoos coming out of a Destiny shirt. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
They were talking a little bit about how they're trying to balance the ammo economy. And he mentioned that, that's still something that they are fine-tuning and trying to make work for them. But News mentioned how we should expect power ammo to drop more than we see heavy now, because they don't want you to never have that opportunity to use those power weapons, because, they are including like a lot of what used to be specials in there. But and this is from a different source, but we should keep in mind like the amount of ammo that you get is going to vary with what you have equipped. So while we may see more power ammo, if you're carrying a rocket, you're not going to get like 3 rockets out of a power brick like we may get now out of a heavy brick, right? So you may pick up like 1 rocket or something like that. We don't know the specifics, but the interesting takeaway is he mentioned like there will actually be certain enemy types that will guarantee a purple drop, which I think is really cool, because then you can plan like, okay, when I kill this guy, you come and grab this purple, or you kill this guy so you can get the power ammo and use your sniper, or you get what I'm saying? So like when we're doing raids or something and this certain enemy type comes out, that'll allow you to kind of plan your economy, like your ammo economy usage. I thought that was a really cool choice.
Yeah. Dude, I keep having these little nuggets of info that I remember, and like I don't know if we have it in our notes somewhere. It made me remember one of the articles I read, Luke Smith addressed that they are still going to attempt to balance weapons across all activities in the game. Like that's something that they like to do. It's not that they're going to always do that, but they're still going to try and attempt that. PvE and PvP. You just made me think of that when you talk about the ammo economy and stuff.
They kind of asked a question about that, and he didn't really say one way or the other, but the way that his response made it seem like they're still keeping the balance together. Yeah, they're like it sounded. Yeah, but he was like, sounded like they were going. What he said was like, "Yeah, I feel it too." When they're like, this got nerfed in PvE. He's like, I relate, but that's kind of all he said about it, Yeah. I think it was the PC Gamer one, because the guy specifically asked him, like, it's messing up my PvE snipers. Yeah. Like, why am I getting flinch in PvE on my sniper? And I guess that's the assumption we have to go with right now, is the balance is going to be the same across the sandbox. Yeah. Keep thinking of random things. All right, moving on. In relation to the beta, they talk some about how in Destiny 1, the alpha and the beta, they feel like because they had to give people enough of the game so they knew what the game even was. because prior to that coming out, like they just had concepts. It was like, yeah, there's public events and patrols and blah, 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 but people didn't know what that meant. So they had to give a lot in the beta. But this time around, we should expect like a much more scoped, like focused in beta, because they want to save as much as they possibly can for the game proper when it releases, so that we don't lose that exploration, like those feelings of opening your first engram for the first time. They even mention, because like in everything that people have played, like at the reveal event at E3, like nobody's seeing engrams. And they mention like there may not even be engrams in the game until launch.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting choice as well.
That is interesting. Yeah. It works though.
And then the last thing, they brought up that there are some changes to how vendors work. They didn't say what specifically, but John said a lot of what people will do is they're going to be working on very often leveling up factions to get faction packages. Something he mentioned, he said there is still the 3 original factions. There are still weapons and armor for those factions. So at least that changes, but I don't know what they mean really by how they work. So
yeah, I don't know. It makes me
might
think
be that
instantly
maybe
that
you can't purchase stuff from them.
It makes me think of that strange dust currency we saw at the reveal event.
Could definitely,
wonder if
yeah,
something to do with that. But we haven't heard anything about that officially yet.
Did you listen to this Kotaku split screen podcast?
No, I didn't. But that first bullet point is kind of touching on what I was hinting at earlier about the darkness.
Yeah. So this was priceless, and I'm really happy that Jason Schreier got this out of Luke. But this is, for a lot of people that are into the lore of this game and into the story, like this is a big deal what he says here. So Jason Schreier basically like comes out and says like, did you guys like really know what the darkness was? And Luke Smith literally comes out and he's like, look, at a point we had no idea what the darkness was. Like it was just a catch-all term. Like we just lumped all the bad guys in and said they're minions of the darkness. Like it was just a name. And
it's crazy how intertwined their lore is and all of that stuff to hear his answer be that about the darkness.
Well, he says at a point, so it's not like he's saying right now.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if, you know, after, I think that they probably made some decisions before the Taken King about some of the lore stuff, so that they could kind of move forward on what some of these things meant, because the darkness really gets fleshed out in the Taken King. But he brings up the fact that like the Hive, for instance, they worship the darkness, but they're not the darkness. Like he says specifically, you can worship something, but you don't have to be that. So there's still this term of what the darkness is. And so his point was he said literally they are taking that term out of Destiny 2. Yeah. And Destiny 2 is focused on what the light is, and they're saving that story for the future when they move to that chapter. And moving forward, games that we'll get or expansions that we'll get will be more focused on themes and parts of the universe that they'll explore when they're ready. It's not going to be this smorgasbord of stuff, you know, that.
Yeah, this is what we hinted at earlier. Yeah, they've said in multiple different interviews that like Destiny 2 is an example of what we can expect going forward. Yeah. It's Gaul, it's the Red Legion. This is what you're going to learn about. There'll be maybe some little nuggets here and there, but they want very focused stories.
Yeah.
And like this is our heroic story, like you said, and what the light means to us and how we're going to get it back. Yeah. So that's interesting.
I love how candid Luke Smith is about stuff.
He is. How he is. It's
you can tell this time around, like now that he is like they totally have a grasp on what Destiny 2 is supposed to be, and it's a completely new chapter, and they're not bound by like they can't say something that might hurt sales of Destiny 1. Like, he
Right.
can totally be
Yeah.
upfront about stuff and what, what things really are, and call a kettle black where it needs to be,
Well, I mean, he even did that at the reveal event about the 60 frames
Yeah.
on console. He
Yeah.
just said, he's like, "Yep, let's just do this." And then they've done it several times where it's like, he said it in another interview, one of these interviews. He said, "I answer it this way because I don't want to put any hope with answering it vague."
I
like
appreciate
you said,
that
he's just
so
boom.
much, though. Like,
Yep.
I appreciate how honest he can be, and I've seen people be like, "This dude, they don't need to have him doing press," and I'm like, "No, this is what we need. Like, we need for him to like make honest statements about what the vision is for this game and what the reality of the situation is.
If it needs to be squashed, squash it right
And
then.
they're doing a
So
great job with that. I mean, we've seen tweets like, we're going to talk about some of these. Like, they are getting ahead of stuff, and they're not letting big questions and especially when it comes to the tech and hardware, like they're not just letting it linger and not answering,
Right. Yep.
And I think that's
I like it.
a really, really encouraging way of communication.
I agree.
There's going to be fast travel options that we'll unlock. So that's cool. I think we had talked about that at some point, how we thought that would be a thing.
Is that different from the go straight to an activity while you're on patrol? Is that like a fast travel?
He
within
said
the
like
map?
straight up fast travel, and I'm thinking that it's like in locations, right?
Yeah, and he said, this reminds me of something else. In one of these interviews, he said that the current gen consoles allowed them to make more vast worlds. So that makes sense that hopefully they're so vast, we do need to fast travel.
I'm the way that he, they talked about it, I'm imagining like in the current map you're in, you'll be able to fast travel from one spot to the other. Say there's a public event coming
I
up.
wonder what that animation will
And just disappear and reappear. Yeah.
be. Yeah, your ghost disappear and then cool stuff.
Guided games are going to be only for normal activities. So heroic level activities will not have guided games.
I've thought about this for a minute when I saw this, and I'm like, oh man, that's kind of. But my initial thought was, once we get past the point of doing normal activities, and we only have a 5-man crew, it's like you just got to find that sixth guy. But I do like this because it gives us the best of both worlds. That was my final thought. You can do it here, but here is when you bring your crew after you've been playing that activity for a while. You bring an A team and your friends, and
Totally
let's do this.
makes sense for me. The normal level activities are where you learn and where you make friends, and the challenging stuff is where you really have to bring your A game and build your team, to tackle it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hopefully you made a couple friends when you did the normal.
And it's
the
not
guided
like
games.
I mean, there's still going to be people that are going to do Sherpa stuff, for heroic level activities. So, I mean, the community is still going to serve people in that way. So I think it's going to be
you
fine.
could totally do the gather 5 people and say, let's go find a random person with guided games.
Absolutely. And there's still LFG and there's still everything else. So for those of you like maybe you don't have, a built up list of people you can play, the heroic Nightfall with when you play, like there's still the community is still going to serve those people. And I think the hope is through guided games that, let's say you're, out there alone, you do guided games with some people. Hopefully what happens is you find a good clan, and then you have access to the clan to play those next level activities with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You said Nightfall, dude. Do we have anywhere in here? Have we mentioned yet that they have hinted at 2 different versions of the Nightfall?
I think we talked about
Did you see that? Did we talk about
last
that?
month or something, but they definitely do have like a normal and heroic mode of that. They even have heroic modes of the, or like heroic objectives of the public events. So
it's cool.
I can't wait to see like more of what that means, but I like it.
Well, speaking of activities, I just saw this today. They mentioned something called Flashpoints.
Yeah, this was cool.
It's like a weekly thing, apparently, where they're going to pick a single destination, like in a patrol, if you will, like one of the worlds. And for the week, they want to promote players to go to this specific location, and there'll be treasure maps, special monsters will show up. You'll get basically reward equivalents of something like you'd get a reward from a Nightfall or something. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
Flashpoints.
I love it.
Promote us to get out in patrol.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool because everybody will be kind of like congregating at a specific place every week, so... any time that there's like a like if you think back to like the heralding events and stuff that they did in the past, like any time that there was like a focal point in the game, like a location, there's always a ton of fun, because there's just a lot of people around. Exactly right. Like anytime there's a ton of Guardians in one place and things just go ham, it's always fun.
Man, I had the moment where it's like, we get so hyped for games, growing up, and we're so engulfed in Destiny. Like I like have to step back for a minute and just let myself just be excited because we just spend so much time talking about it. Think it's like, wait, this is when I have that game installed. Like it's gonna be so fun.
I can't wait, man.
So pumped, dude. Talking about all this stuff. Okay, dude. What do you think about talking about Blue for a minute?
Well, yeah, we're talking about all these podcasts. This is a perfect time to work in our sponsor for this episode, right?
Blue.
Yes. Microphones. So Arrow and I, we brought it up before. We have the Blue Yeti microphones for all of our audio needs on DRP here.
We do, yes. We've been using Blue for over a year now, I think. It's been over a year. And we've been very, very happy with the audio quality. I think you guys have been pretty happy with it too.
And we have to mention as well the amazing headphones they provided us as well, one of which we're giving away.
Yes, the Lolas. Cyborg, I love your voice, but with these Lolas, I mean, it's your sultry voice. It's just
you can hear every aspect in detail.
Blue's award-winning products are used by professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite gaming teams and Twitch streamers.
That's right. And so their Yeti USB mic, as you probably know, is the internet's most popular microphone. And their MoFi and Lola headphones deliver amazing sound, and they're personalized to fit each owner. Blue offers everything you need to completely immerse yourself in the ultimate gameplay experience or podcast listening experience. So we wanted to tell you, learn more about Blue at bluemic.com.
And of course, listeners and Derp fam, we always want to give back to you guys. So Blue and our sponsorship, they're going to provide us regularly with some Yetis and Lolas to give away. So
on the regular,
we will find ways to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if that's something that you need, maybe you love high quality audio and you want a pair of headphones, keep your eye out and listen for opportunities to win a pair of those, and then we'll be giving out some Yetis as well in the future.
Yep. And just a heads up, we cannot tell you what it is yet, but hopefully soon we will also have a discount code for you to use at Blue's store.
That's right. That's exclusive. That's a big deal right there.
They're
gonna like that. Yeah. In the very, very near future, we'll have that for you guys.
In a couple episodes.
Yep. So keep listening if you're looking at buying something soon.
All right.
So
more news. We're not done with news,
Blue,
guys.
for sponsoring this episode.
Yes. Thank you.
Moving on. Okay. I watched the Giant Bomb interview. They did a whole bunch of interviews, videos that they had, and the big takeaway Luke Smith gave us from that interview is that they have actually changed the death penalty in heroic mode raids. So no longer are you going to be locked out from reviving when you die in the hard mode. And I think the reasoning behind that was just, taking somebody out of the game isn't fun. He does not mention what the new death penalty is, however. So
60 seconds. No.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it could mean like
different.
it could be you have a limited number of revives. It could be who knows, but
could be like Countdown where you have like you have a limited number, or you gain revives a certain way, and once you use them, they're up. But then again, I guess you would end up completely
so it's
out of the activity
again. I guess we'll have to wait and see, and they'll tell us when the time is due. But I think that's a good. I think it's a positive change. I think I like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, he is absolutely right. It sucks when you die in hard mode raid,
and you're out.
There was a IGN video I watched, and I sent you this screen cap.
Yeah, dude, I did not see this.
Basically, the login screen, like the select character screen, very similar to what we saw before, but when you highlight your character, it has a little subtext, and it says first ghost revival, and it gives you a date. And I thought that was pretty cool. That may be a way that they're kind of building in like how long you've been around,
Yeah.
My guess is it's going to read, the actual when you created that character. So that was kind of a cool little Easter egg we saw there.
That is neat too. And it also in one of these interviews they wouldn't confirm yet how many characters we could make in Destiny 2.
It's true.
But that screen does look very similar. Like it's got the little empty block below it for you to start a new character. So you would think it would be 3 again.
That's what I assume. But, who knows?
But we don't know. We don't know.
Deej confirmed in an interview that the PC version is not just a port, which I think is notable because that tells us they're spending a lot of time on it, of that build. They're not just, converting the assets and pushing it into PC. Like they're going to have some real time spent on that game. So I think that's good for the PC players.
Yep. Very good thing. I did not hear this, dude. New weapon
This
type?
just came out like yesterday, I think. And a couple people mentioned it on Twitter, but Bife actually threw up a video. But there's a new power weapon type called a linear fusion rifle. And apparently it fires a projectile, kind of similar to how Queen Breaker's bow works. Which is, this basically sounds like something that I had asked for a long time ago, which is basically like a charged one-shot energy weapon. So I'm pretty pumped to see what this is.
There you go.
I can't wait.
There you go.
I'm hyped. I'm super hyped.
New weapon type. Apparently, no sprint cooldown or slide cooldown.
Yeah, and I like.
We won't need a relic.
Some people kind of guessed at this at the DRE event, but it was definitely confirmed.
Yeah. No sprint cooldown. I am totally fine with that.
Or slide cooldown.
Yeah.
Sliding everywhere.
We are. I already do that.
Yep. Mark Noseworthy put up a tweet today, Thursday, in response to some criticism on the PlayStation exclusives, as well as the fact that, as we previously discussed, that, on Xbox One X especially, they're still going to be locked in at 30 FPS. So he had this 4-part tweet. I'm going to read it to you. He says, "We would never hold back game performance on a platform to appease a partner. No partners asked us to either. We optimize for each platform's tech to deliver the best social action game experience we can, period. All consoles will run at 30 FPS to deliver D2's AI counts, environment sizes, and number of players. They are all CPU bound. We are currently evaluating 4K for Xbox One X. It launches after D2, and so we are focused on the launch consoles right now." So there was an article, and we can talk about this again in the future, kind of criticizing PlayStation for exclusives, and I think Bungie was brought up. I think the criticism and the accusation is that basically Sony paid Bungie to hold back the performance on Xbox One X, so it doesn't look the PlayStation make it look bad. But that's their statement. That's not the case.
Yeah. Nope.
So that's all there is to say about that. I'm going to leave it at that for this week.
Leave it at Mr. Knows Where to these tweets. Future topic.
Man.
Well, dude, did we miss anything?
That seems to be all the news this week, my friend, unless they're still trickling out. E3 is over.
Hour and 26 minutes in. That's a lot of news.
So much news.
We are definitely, like we said, the Destiny reveal event started it. We have a fun few months to then have even more fun playing the game.
And it's going to be a fun summer. I mean, we've got Guardian Con, and then, 2 weeks later, we've got the beta. There'll be plenty to talk about then. We'll get to play all the reworked and new subclasses. I cannot wait for that. August, we'll have the PC beta, and then September.
I can't wait to jump on that Striker again. I didn't get enough time at the reveal.
Well, you'll have your chance, man. You'll have like good 5 days, I think. So it's going to be exciting.
Very exciting. Dude.
Yes.
Hour and 27 minutes into the show. How was your reset?
It was pretty good, man. I mean, honestly, I've spent so much time watching E3 coverage this week. I haven't even been able to boot into Destiny. I take that back. I booted up my PlayStation this week for the first time in like 2 months.
Nice.
Because I wanted to grab, make sure I got Life is Strange, which is free on PS Plus this month, and I haven't played that. And so I saw that.
Yeah, I got Telltale Borderlands last month. Man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Check that out.
Dang it, dude. I should have got that. I wanted to play that.
It was like the last day that I saw it.
Shoot.
A couple of days before.
Oh, well.
Sorry, man. I didn't message you.
That's all right.
I forget you have a PlayStation.
Yeah, I do too. So I did end up booting up Destiny, and but I didn't play anything.
Dude, I know Terry and I think a couple people this week were joking with me about talking about the game more than actually playing it, and I'm like, you know what? Right now, that is easily
legitimately this week
researching and talking about the game.
Spent all my time watching videos, listening to coverage, watching E3 coverage every night, et cetera, et cetera. And all I played this week was I lined up a play date with our friend Blue, so we hadn't talked in a long time, and we got on. I actually played the Horde mode on Gears 4. Like I downloaded, there was like a trial.
Oh, nice, dude.
That gives you like 10 hours. And so we played that for like 3 hours, and it was
it's
ton of fun, dude. I was like, I want to play this more.
Dude, Gears, the multiplayer, I spent a little bit of time in it. I don't know, it's probably been a month or two ago, trying to learn the actual card system and all the stuff. And I love Gears, but it's a great game. And then Horde mode, like I always want to play, but I never take the time to play it. And it's an example
get you
of
in
like
there with us, man. It's fun.
Yeah, dude, we played Destiny so much. It's like it's not a bad thing. I love having Destiny, but it's like, man, Gears 4 is a solid game. It's just setting on my console.
So it's actually like $30 right now. So I'm gonna pick it up and
do it.
We'll get together. We'll all play some Horde and stuff together. I got to do the campaign and everything. So
yeah, I haven't played the campaign either. I played like 10 minutes of it. I've heard like something really cool happens in like the first 20 minutes. Line it up,
dude. Let's do it this weekend.
Let's do it.
Let's
do it. I did actually play some this week, man.
Awesome, dude.
Actually, a little bit last week, a little bit this week. I dabbled in the moon maps and trials one night last weekend. It was rough. it was sweaty, dude. We played the best on First Light, surprisingly, but there was a little bit of lag. There was a lot of sweat, and we had fun though. We didn't make it super far. Plus, I'm coming off some rust. I mean, I'm not playing trials every Friday and Saturday anymore. So I got to kind of remember that when I jump in. But it was fun. It was fun. Exciting news. I've been running my icebreaker. About, a month ago, I decided I really wanted the icebreaker for some reason. And first nightfall this week, 7 nightfalls in, I got it.
Hey, yo.
got the icebreaker, immediately went to the tower and got the nano whatever ornament for it, the white one, to match my white Titan and my white ship and my white emblem. You guys know I like to do that. I'm like going for a white knight thing right now.
You and Gaul.
So anyways, I've been using that in there you go. Yeah, I'm Gaul. I've been using that in PvP. I'm surprisingly, we talked about this. You used to use icebreaker. I didn't use it a lot. I mean, maybe a handful of times because that zoom is just atrocious. But I've been using it for a couple nights and it's feeling pretty snappy, pretty crispy.
It's still good, man.
Kind of getting the hang of it.
It's not what it was, but you can still do some work with it. I figured you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna goof. It's kind of nice because, well, I got a Luna to drop for me tonight. Actually, like you said, we're recording on Thursday.
Yeah.
Rifled, rangefinder, hidden hand, and true sight.
What?
Doesn't have. Is it sure shot, right? But it has
true sight's all right.
Only
yes,
true sight's good. I think it has a little less aim assist. Terry was reminding me, telling me, but that is a roll.
Should make up
so
for that.
yeah, so it's I've got my Luna icebreaker loadout now, and then
meta,
when
bro.
I don't feel like using that, I swap to my no land sidearm.
Nice.
So that's my two loadouts.
You
right
stored
now.
up some RNG.
Dude, I told you what I was getting from all those treasures of the ages too. So I don't know what's going on with my RNG.
Telling you,
now.
man, there's something in the game where
amazing.
If you don't play as much and you come back,
it rewards you.
I'm telling you, bro, it's real.
I got to give a shout out though. Nolan, thank you for running the Nightfalls for a couple weeks with us. I appreciate it. Scully, co-founder, Davis, Terry, PvPs, Nightfalls. Thank you guys so much. And I got to give a shout out to Alex for chatting with me about my PC upgrades.
Oh yeah, he gave me some tips too.
Advice.
Actually, change one or two things in my build that'll make it faster and better.
Faster, better, stronger.
That's right.
Anyways, I did play, man. So
Awesome,
there you go,
dude.
Hoping to play some trials this weekend. I may stream. I don't know, but
Throw it up, man. Throw up the
exciting
stream,
stuff.
brother.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Exciting.
Well, that was a reset this week. Pretty straightforward. You know, it's early. We still got the whole weekend for us to play. I'll definitely be on some Destiny this weekend, playing some stuff. I need to get. I kept saying I want to create a hunter, but I want to like let my warlock go out in style. So I think that's my plan this weekend when I get on is maybe go run a couple activities with my ugly warlock, catch a couple clips of them, say goodbye. You know, I might have to stream
there
it,
you go.
and then I'll create a hunter and swear my soul away to the devil.
No.
I'm committed to getting that book 100%, man. I want to do it. I want 100% Grimoire, Platinum Trophy. I want 100% of that book.
If you do all that, I'll give you a couple more seconds of our hug when we see each other.
That's kind of hard earned, man.
Yep. I mean, that's what
all
you're
right,
getting.
I'll take it. Well, how about some Dirt Fam discourse?
Yeah, dude, we got something special for our 100th episode this week.
Yeah. Tell them what we asked.
We asked for you guys to share with us your favorite part of our first 100 episodes and what you want to see in the next 100 episodes. We tweeted it out and we asked the Dirt Fam in the Discord.
That's right.
So, what we got, man? You want to start in the Discord?
Absolutely. I'll kick it off. Do we have some Twitter answers too?
I think we had a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
pull that up and I'll
those
start
up
reading
real
a
quick.
few of these. First off, we had some questions before everybody realized that this was not a Q&A. So I'm sorry, guys, but we can save these and like fit them in next week for you guys, because what we want to do is try to get as many of these responses in first. So in this style, first off, we had Scrappy Do 10. And he said, I've loved getting to know everyone in the Dirt Fam through the geography lessons in the first 100 episodes and would love to see them come back in the next 100.
People love that geography lesson, man.
I am going to let it rest for now. But I loved that part of the show too, and it was really fun when we did it.
Yeah, it was awesome, and it was cool how it evolved.
Yeah.
It was just dots on the map, and then we got to where we wanted to hear.
We may revive it
course,
someday in some form. So glad to hear that, though. Thank you, Scrappy. Vanquished, your buddy, says he's disappointed.
He lives in my town.
That Terry never sent in his speak pipe after 100 episodes. Come on, man.
It doesn't count. He was on like a show or two, a full show.
He said, I would love to see more community members make it on the podcast than guests in the next 100 episodes. Favorite moment of the first 100, seeing this community grow to a remarkable milestone. Indeed.
That's a good one. Yes. We got one from Jack, a.k.a. Thaden. Mm-hmm. He said, I love the Masterclass Cup and would like to see it return or events like it. I would also love to hear from the admin and ambassadors more often on the show. Man, has he listened to the last few episodes? We got Joe and Manny all over this place.
They want more.
Yeah, it's just a tease, I guess.
Masterclass Cup was fun, though, and that is in the works.
Yes, we've been talking about it. For anybody that doesn't know, we did that last year, like a little Destiny reset sport your favorite class tournament. Mm-hmm. And you got bragging rights for the class that won. So I don't know if we'll do that exact same thing, but something of that nature, or maybe the exact same thing. I don't know. It's in the works.
It's being discussed among important people.
Don't try to ask us questions. We've learned from Bungie. We've learned from Deej. We know how to dodge them.
We can dodge with the best of them. Willis33 said, Fight the Flood, I thought, was just such a cool event overall. And while not an actual episode, when I think back about Derp since I began listening, it's by far my favorite moment. Hope we can see more of it going forward. I will say, Blue Ranger's cereal bit had me crying from laughing so hard. That was a pretty good skit.
That had me crying. Yeah. It was really
good. That was funny. What was that episode? The New Year's episode he did that for?
I don't remember. Yeah, maybe the New Year's.
Something like that. It was pretty fun.
Fight the Flood was awesome too, man. Can't downplay that. That was a great thing you wanted to do, and we just went with it, and holy smokes.
Yep, we got something in planning for this year for another charity event too, that you guys can look forward to.
Yes. Can You Fan 22. Favorite moment, seeing what people do for each other in the fam on a big scale like Fight the Flood, there it is again, or also in a small way by reports in the fields. What I want to see, we need to start the Dirt Fam tour. The World Tour.
World Tour is supposed to be like 2021, guys.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Maybe a little bit.
We still got to buy the tour bus.
Yeah.
Fluffy Fingers MD said, my favorite memory is when you guys did your branding skit with JC Jesse. Was that funny, the one with the DJ?
That was,
or the record company?
No, I think
the podcast company guy.
Yeah. That, and I think like we did the different fams, didn't we? Like Candy Crush fam. Remember that one? Yeah, all those.
He says, I hope to see the Dirt Fam continue to grow and give to the community. We've really set the level for how great Derp is in the first 100. I can't wait to see us exceed that. Maybe even involve more of the fam in the episodes. Also, I miss the Masterclass Cup, and I wish I was more active in the fam when that went down. Well, Fluffy, have we got some things in store for you?
Yes. Snatching Panda. My favorite memory from the Smooch Pipe Challenge. I love to hear different Guardians tell a little bit about themselves each week, wondering if that would be the week another Guardian would call me out in the ways of the old. In the next 100 episodes, I would love to hear from Guardians like that Snatching Panda guy on the podcast in a quick 5 to 10 minute community focus segment.
He may have sent me something specific about that.
I was like, did he really not get called out in
plug.
any of the Smooch Pipes? Yeah, shameless plug. That's okay.
We'll talk about it. Woked Up says, my favorite memories are the speak pipes as well as the wonderful guests. Everyone has a unique take on the game as well as something nice to say about their fellow Derpas. My hope is that we'll see the Dirt family grow and the podcast maintain that friendly and collaborative relationship with its listeners. I hope that's the case as well.
I do as well. Burning Wing 0 Favorite memory has to be the Dirt Fam quiz. It's part of what makes General such a crazy place. And by General, he means our Discord General chat. It sure has come a long way since its inception of just being console, class, and professing your love of jorts. Got Turkey's favorites. For the next 100 episodes, just keep being great people. If it wasn't for the amazing hosts of this podcast, Jay Howard wouldn't be going to G-Con, Davis wouldn't know how to DDoS, Holden Court wouldn't love warlocks like he does, $12K wouldn't have been donated to help the flood relief victims in Louisiana, and most importantly, pineapple pizza wouldn't be as prevalent as it is today in the community. Keep being awesome, in summary.
Indubitably.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
Bernie.
you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Speaking of Davis, he just says the group me days.
Dude, if anybody knows, Group Me was before Discord. Yeah. Thanks to Slarty for both. One of our admin team members recommended we switch over to Discord, and what a switch.
Indeed. But yeah, the Group Me days were pretty fun. It was simpler times. Yes.
You want Holden Court's long one there? You're good at long emails. There you go.
Holden Court says, favorite memory and where I got the most hype was seeing Derp featured on Bungie.net and getting to share the Derp fam ways with the global Destiny community. What followed after with people joining Discord and wanting to be a part of that, I watched and participated with a lot of pride. To see the family grow and keep growing is awesome to see, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Next 100, stay awesome, of course, but I hope the fam and admins and ambassadors continue
getting late, man,
to think of ways to improve the way we interact as a clan, i.e. Masterclass Cup, meetups, streams, etc., but also how we can help others outside of gaming. Fight the Flood was an awesome example in many of the other charity-type streams since, and I hope someone visits me in Hong Kong soon. Thanks for putting up with me as Trolling Court, by the way. I know I'm not playing much these days, but I love being part of the Dirt Fam day to day, and will continue to do so.
Holden Court, such a cool dude.
The man.
He's on the opposite end of the planet, and he somehow still manages to be on at the same time.
I know. I don't know how he pulls that off, man. It's like he lives where we live.
Yes. All right, Russa, 7433. I want to say Russia.
Yeah.
My favorite moment was jumping into a raid with some guys I've never talked to before and feeling like I was old friends. The community you guys have built is one of a kind for sure. Positive players that make me proud to wear the Dirt Fam clan tag. In the next 100 episodes, I'm excited for the laughs and hype that's sure to come. It's the new game. Keep it up, guys. I have to say this. Hashtag Warlock Masterclass. You got me.
Got him.
Got me.
Hail the Thief. On a serious note, as leaders of a Destiny community and hosts of a podcast exclusively about Destiny, do you feel obligated to play the game at this point?
I read that one earlier today. It's funny because we kind of already talked about this, you know? You could legitimately not play the game right now and still put this show on. There's so much to talk about.
I never feel...
But yes, I do like try to log in. I want to play. Yeah.
I do make sure that I log in for the purposes of keeping my fingers on the pulse of what's happening every week. And I'll say, but I think the thing is, like, we're pretty upfront. Like, if we're taking the week off of Destiny, like, we're not going to pretend like we aren't, you know?
Right.
But I think that we both love the game enough to where it's not like, oh man, I gotta play Destiny because I gotta keep up appearances. It's we still love the game enough that we're happy to log in.
It's our game.
You know, like
it's the game we play constantly, and we try to squeeze in other games down there. Yep.
I think it's important to be a well-rounded gamer. So I think it's fair to be able to not always play it when we want to play something else. But I promise you, every time I play a different game, I miss Destiny at some point.
Yeah. Well, just like me, I got my PC upgrades this week, and I immediately booted up Steam and Battle.net again. And I'm like, I bought PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, and I hopped in there for a minute. And it's like, man, other games are fun. But like you said, I was back on Destiny tonight. Got that Luna to drop. Yep. So we love the game. All right, Black Hammer Tech. I just recently joined the Derp fam. Instant support and acceptance. I hit the Discord and was welcome, quizzed, and taken in. Just like home. The biggest reason that drew me in was that the podcast is family friendly. I have an 8-year-old in the house. I need it to be something I would not be ashamed for her to hear, and it is. That's important to us, Black Hammer. Yep. We really want the show to be family friendly.
Yeah, we've talked about before.
When your kiddos are in there.
Like we both have like 3-4ish year olds that we're raising that we want to eventually be able to participate in our hobby and in our community. We know a lot of dads and moms that have the same family values, and you don't have to feel the same way or have the same family structure to listen to our show, but I think those are things that are important to us. Yes, and I tweeted out, definitely. I don't know if you saw this, but I had read in an interview somewhere, and they were talking about like central tenets of Bungie's studio. And one of the, I think they said there were like 7 different things that they like kind of hold as their value in game design. And one of them was like, can a 7-year-old play it or something like that. And the reason was, part of the reason was because like their values, they want someone of that age to be able to access what they create.
Oh, wow.
Not only just like for the purpose of having that expanded audience, but because they have kids and they want like a kid to be able to play Destiny and for it to not like be too gory or have too harsh language. And I thought that was so incredible that they value that in that way, you know?
Yeah. No, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that. Where'd you hear that at?
I'll have to go find the tweet. I think it might have been in writing.
That's cool.
From an article sometime in the past month, maybe.
Yeah. A lot of game companies.
I'll go dig it up. I'll find it for you.
That's cool.
I'll come back next week with a citation.
There you go.
All right. Our buddy J. Howard 414. I don't have a specific memory. It's just a constant ongoing love and respect for each and every one of you fan members, our hosts, admins, and ambassadors. Every minute played in game, every second in Discord, and every time I listen to this show is just a literal definition of true family and friendship. Every second is just a memory that is cherished beyond words. And as far as what I look forward to is keeping it just as it is. The podcast itself is amazing. And I used to get excited on Tuesday mornings to see the details about the weekly reset. Now I'm excited to hear my favorite podcasts and jump into Discord and pick up where we all left off the night before. I'll consider it a memory if the day ever comes where it's gone.
Wow,
he is such a friggin' softy, man.
Thanks, Howard. You're going to make us tear up, dude.
Yep. Thank you, buddy.
On the 100th episode. Appreciate it. We appreciate you.
You get to read Andy's.
All you guys. TX Andy Man. My favorite memory is the friends I made in this clan. I have never been a part of an online community and in fact didn't really play with folks online. The experiences that I've had in the past were pretty toxic. So imagine my surprise when I jump into GroupMe in those days and found a few hundred of my closest friends. Thank you for letting me be a part of this community and thanks for being so awesome. That's what we say all the time. Thanks for that, Andy. We like to say thank you guys for being awesome to each other.
No doubt.
You guys are what keep it this way. So it's the Derp fam, this community, something else, definitely.
Here's Davis again. All right, he's got a better answer this time.
A real one this time.
Yeah. Favorite memory was the beginning of the jorts and pineapple pizza discussions. There hasn't been a day that goes by without someone mentioning jorts and the internal fight over if pineapples belong on pizza. I remember This Week in Discords, me and J. Howard 414 wrote up. I remember saying his cat is 5 feet tall. I remember the old West days of GroupMe where a lot of friendships were started and still going. I probably talked to my clan friends more than my real life friends due to Discord chat. As a self-proclaimed OG of the group, I would like to see the return of some of our lost friends and make new friends once D2 drops. Cheers to everybody that reads this, and here's to another 100 episodes. Dirt Fam for life. Well put, Davis.
That's a good one. That's a good one to end
We're
on.
excited for a lot of old friends to return to the fold as well. I think that's something that I'm maybe most excited about.
Shout out to Unique. We saw him drop in for a minute this
Yeah.
week. It is cool when old friends immediately welcomed back, of course, drop in and we're like, where have you been, dude? Where have you been? They'll all be back in a few months.
We'll be here with open arms, my friends.
We got to give a shout out to BitDead. Thank you, dude, for so much support over the many, many episodes. And then we got a response on Twitter. Emmett Smith said, Holiday Special 2015 was hilarious. I still listen to it.
That was a good one.
I still listen to it sometimes, man. I'll pull it up, and I gotta hear those impersonations.
Those skits were fun to do. Yeah, we'll do more of that stuff in the future. They're always fun to do.
Yes.
Well, we got anything else for Dirt Fam Discourse?
We do have an email, actually.
Okay.
We got a speak pipe from Manny about Arcstrider. Do we want to save this? We want to listen to it? What do we want to do?
Let's fit it in, man. Why not?
Let's fit it in. It's
Come
Manny.
on.
It's Manny's voice. All right, let's take a listen.
What's up, guys? E3, totally cool, right? The Arcstrider, we got to see the other paths revealed. Oh yeah, this is Manny. What's up? The Way of the Warrior, the Way of the Wind. So I feel totally vindicated in saying that it's like the lightning monk from Diablo 3. But you know, if Bungie intended it to be like a pole dancer subclass, don't you think it would be like the way of the moneymaker and the way of the booty shaker or something like that? I don't know. What do you guys think? Looks amazing. Can't wait to play it. It's number 1 on my list to play as soon as we get our hands on the beta. All right, guys. Peace.
Manny, dude, I'm glad you sent this in because, like, we talked about all this news and we didn't even talk about the Arcstrider
Yeah, like we mentioned it for a second.
that was revealed at E3. I know I was talking to you about this, Arrow. I've listened to so much stuff and read so much stuff, but I haven't watched enough videos of the gameplay from the Arcstrider, but I did see some. What did you think, man?
Dude, I tweeted out today, I said, as a Titan, I gotta say, those Arcstrider moves are looking pretty sweet. Dude, it's like such a graceful sideways spin through the map. Like it
looks really cool.
Looks pretty
I
cool.
love how
it's like an electric version of Donatello.
Yeah, I love how the whole subclass is kind of just based around acrobatics. It seems like, you know, like movement and.
After seeing it even more, it's like that whole Blade Dancer thing can go away. It is a uniquely cool class.
Yeah, and some people were pointing out it seems like the actual like the hit detection or like actually attacking someone is a little bit more forgiving than the Blade Dancer because you don't have to be right up in their gut, you know, because you have a little bit more reach. So that could be a plus, you know, it can definitely strengthen the class.
Yeah, and one of the articles I read too, they said it also didn't seem overpowered. They went into like a group of enemies and they actually, I mean, they died. It wasn't like too much power for a super.
I think it's kind of more of a graceful kind of
ninja-esque,
like mobility based, like, you know, it to me, like, hunters seem like a class where you're kind of expected to have a little more command of finesse and using its strengths, you know, because it's not a tank, right? So I think they're playing into that a little more. So I'm excited to try it
one
out.
way or the other. Yeah, I'll have one of each, whether that's 3 on one platform or 1 on each platform.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I will have an Arcstrider somewhere.
Me too. Well, cool.
Yep. Okay, we got an email. David, a.k.a. Hoppy Kez. with the subject of 100 fields.
Number one.
Hey guys, number one. There you go. That would have been
funny.
That would have been rough. Okay, hey guys, congrats on the 100 episodes of the podcast and building a great clan known as the Dirt Fam. Even though I'm not a clan member, I have great respect for the clan. So a quick story. It was a sunny Saturday afternoon down here in Australia, sitting out in my shed cleaning my guns after a session out at the range.
Nice.
Watch out. I had finished listening to all my current podcasts, so I punched in Destiny into iTunes and started scrolling until I came across this little podcast called Destiny Reset. It was only on episode 1. So I subscribed and started downloading and started listening, and I was hooked. And after 100 episodes, I still look forward every week to listen to it while I'm driving to work. Once again, congrats and looking forward to another 100. Much love, Hoppy Kez, Defender Titan for life.
Nice, dude. So he's
Thanks, dude.
episode 1 OG.
Yeah, if you made it through episode 1,
Yeah, you're the man.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, man.
Thanks so much for that email.
Thanks a lot, man.
Appreciate
We
it.
appreciate that.
Thanks everybody. This was what we thought would be cool for the 100th episode. Let's share our stories.
Absolutely.
It's been almost 2 years.
Thanks for submitting those, guys. And as always, Dirt Fam Discourse is the place for the community to chime in. So if you'd like to discourse with us, you can send us an email at destinyresetpodcast@gmail.com, or you can send us a speak pipe. That's speakpipe.com/destinyreset. It's, as Manny showed, it's kind of like leaving a voicemail for us. So chime in if you got a question or something you'd like to hear a take on, or if you'd even like to tell us about something positive in the community that you've seen go down. This is the place to do it.
Send it in. We have some more Dirt Fam patron shout outs this week.
What?
Oh, snap.
Let's hear 'em.
Gear Dad 316, JTB, Blonde Bell 26, Holden Quarter,
Yeah.
and Bit Dead.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it.
We have a Patreon, if you're not familiar. That is a service where if you'd like to support us, you can pledge a monthly donation. Our goal is to have a monthly budget that will provide us to help pay for things like hosting, the website that we have, and we're eventually hoping to possibly bring on a audio editor to help us with the show. So your donations go to help fund those things, as well as like when we have to take trips for Destiny stuff or community related things. So if you want to, you can go on over to patreon.com/Destiny Reset, and even as little as $1 a month helps make a difference. So we want to give a shout out to these 5 Guardians who became patrons of the show this week. We very, very much appreciate your support. And we have some extra bonuses for patrons, right?
Yes, we do. Yep. If you go check it out, you will see. You get a shout out on the show. Put your gamer tag on our website, destinyresetpodcast.com, in our Dirt Fam patron section.
Nice.
And you get a Twitter banner, Dirt Fam Twitter banner, which is in the works right now. We're working on it right now. And anybody who's already a patron, we will be sure and send it to you. And at some point in the future, Cyborg and I are going to do a extra show that's non-Destiny related, and the patrons will get access to that a little early, and then it ultimately will go out to our YouTube channel for everyone to listen to. So we definitely don't want it to we don't want to segment you guys. You're gonna get these cool little things, and then everybody will get the extra show. But we just want to show that we appreciate so much you guys supporting us. So.
And I'm thinking we need to have a little show about E3 personally.
Ooh, yeah, that would be a good place to start.
You're like, come on, man, we just did a show.
It's like, dude,
we're gonna do it right after this, right?
Show. It's late. It's 2 a.m.
We'll do it another day. Well, I think that's it, bro.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's a lot of stuff. We just crossed the 2-hour mark, man.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, episode 100 was a blast. Episodes 1 through 99 were equally fun.
couple weeks away from 2 years. It's been a pleasure.
It has indeed.
And I guess in 2 years, we'll hit another 100.
There we go.
There we go. That's our goal. Actually, first is steaks.
Yeah, steaks. See you
Gotta
on
have
steaks.
the steaks in a couple weeks. Very cool.
Well, if people want to find you in all the webverse out there, how can people do that?
You can find me on Twitter at The Arrow Knights, and on Twitch and YouTube, it's Arrow Knights. And you know what? It's the 100th episode. Don't put an O in there. Put a 0.
That's right. Arrow Knight with a 0.
Yes. What about you,
You can
man?
find me at Cyborg Sasquatch on Twitter and Twitch. And then finally, you can find us at Destiny Reset on Twitter and on the World Wide Web at www.destinyresetpodcast.com. That's your source, as always, for all things Destiny Reset, including links to all the things that we've talked about today, such as our Discord, our Bungie.net clan. If you want to click over to the Patreon, if you want to subscribe to us on iTunes or your podcast listening app of choice, there's links for all that right there, guys. Just cruise on over to the website, and we make it easy for you.
Yep, and we get questions every now and then of, what do I have to do to be in the Derb fam?
Just be awesome.
You don't have to do anything. Yep. You can join the clan, you can join the Discord, or you can just keep listening. Whatever floats your boat.
Yep.
That's what you can do. We got some iTunes reviews this week too.
Nice.
It's been quite the week, man. Thank you to J Devil and Russa7433.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, Russa had a question, a post in the
He
Q&A.
did.
Cool.
We always appreciate
All
those
right, man.
iTunes reviews. Helps us get in front of more listeners, guys. So if you listen to us on iTunes,
Yes.
please feel free to drop your honest opinion of the show.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
All right.
Constructive feedback. Dude, 100. We're seconds away from counting down and stopping the recording.
Let's wrap this up, B. See you
All
for
right,
101.
See you for 101. Until next week, have fun playing Destiny and take care, Guardians.
It's in the bag.
Yes, it is.